Hey Spuddies, Potato McWhiskey here, and welcome to Let's Play Civilization 6. Today we're going to be doing something that I thought was impossible. There was a post on Reddit by Tyrannus Cincinnatus who said he got 1,000 signs in a single city playing as Ethiopia with secret societies active. Now the caveat is that it requires two really important things. First of all, it requires the New Frontier Pass, which, by the way, this video is sponsored by Firaxis and 2K, and there is a link in the description of the video if you want to go ahead and check out the New Frontier Pass. Any of the packs, you get access to the Meier Grand Colombia pack, and you also get access to the Ethiopia pack. As a bonus, if you buy the full New Frontier pack, you also get Magnificence Catherine and Rough Rider Teddy. Although arguably the more important part of getting Rough Rider Teddy is that the original Teddy gets some new and really interesting abilities that we will definitely be exploring in a future video. So again, if you want to check that out, go ahead and click the link in the description of the video. To give you a little bit of backdrop about how hard this was to pull off and what I had to do, I pretty much had to roll the dice a dozen or more times in order to get a start that was even reasonably amenable for this. I had to try many different ways of setting up the map, and I eventually settled on Primordial because it was the most chaotic and disparate and strange way to generate the map, and it often had really, really good floodplains that are required to make this strategy work. Because those of you who may recall a previous video that I made, there was one wonder that I put at F tier that probably, with the update of the Apocalypse mode, kind of jumps up to S tier. But the difficult thing is, because it's available so early into the game, it's really, really hard to build. But if you have the exact right starting location and you're able to get the Great Bath and then you're able to use soothsayers to flood the tiles, you can generate an insane amount of faith. And that was pretty crazy all on its own in the Apocalypse mode. However, the new ability of Ethiopia gives them 15% of their faith as culture and science. That's right, we're going to be going for a single city, Apocalypse, Secret Society, Science win as Ethiopia. Because I needed a plains hill next to a floodplain with mountains, and I had to be next to two other plains hills with forests on them so that I could build the Great Bath quick enough. I also had to be far enough away from any other civs in the game so I don't get immediately murdered. So you can see that this took a very long time to set up. But here we are. This is the starting location. As Ethiopia, we're on a plains hill next to a very luscious river. I thought it was really funny that we spawned one of each bonus farm resource, by the way. We want to get the 2 population around about the time that we unlock pottery so that we can get the Great Bath. Those of you who know, the Great Bath gives you +1 faith for each time a flood is mitigated. So if I place the Great Bath here, and I get some soothsayers and cause some floods, each soothsayer will increase the faith on each of these tiles by 1, which will also get translated into 15% science and culture, thanks to Ethiopia's ability. Here we are, the very first tribal village of the game. Will it give me access to the Voidsingers? And yes, it does. Amazing. It's like a 70% chance that actually works, but the fact that we rolled that is amazing. Absolutely ridiculous. This is the RNG upon RNG, and we got a free builder. Oh my god, I think I just won the game, actually. I think I just won. Oh my god, we found another secret society, the Owls of Minerva as well. That gave us another governor title as well, because we met Babylon, who is also going to give us that little bit of extra science to finish pottery and other techs a little bit quicker. This may in fact be the most overpowered start that I found in the entire history of Civilization 6. We have unlocked the Great Bath. It's time to place it down. I will let that scout finish, however. We also met Singapore. Amazing. With this governor title, we're going to go ahead and grab Magnus, pop him into the capital, because he's going to allow us to chop at double value once we have mining. Because the Great Bath, it takes a bit of time to build. We got 22 turns. It needs to be less turns than that. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and try to force grow the city here in 2 turns by working this 4 food tile. We have achieved 2 population. We're now working 1 food, 3 production tiles, and we're 15 turns from getting the Great Bath. In 4 turns, we'll be able to chop for a decent amount of production when Magnus is finished. So I'm pretty sure this is the only way, this is like the only scenario in which you can get the Great Bath on deity. Believe me, I have tried so many different ways. Oh, lovely. I met Candy as well. That'll give me an extra little bit of faith. Man, it's the greatest start in the history of Civ. 100% confirmed. Now that we have mining, we are going to want a religion this game, so we'll go ahead and pick up astrology. Here comes the first chop. Ba-bam, shave 2 turns off. Second chop, shave another 2 turns off, and we finish the Great Bath on deity difficulty. This is deity difficulty, and we have the Great Bath with 4 floodplains as Ethiopia, converting faith into science and culture. Holy Jesus Christ, I'm so happy that we managed to make it work. For those of you who are wondering what's new in the secret societies and what the Voidsingers will actually do and why we picked them, they are unlocked by discovering a tribal village. They allow me to build the Old God Obelisk building, a powerful replacement of the monument. The Old God Obelisk is a monument that gives you +4 faith and holds a great work slot. And don't forget, I've probably said it a million times, but faith equals science for us. But it doesn't stop there. Once we get to the medieval era, the Voidsingers are going to give us gold, science, and culture equal to 20% of our faith per turn. This game I'm going to be grabbing fertility rights because I want that city growth rate, and I could really use a builder right now to be able to improve these farms so that I can maximize the amount of population that I have in this city. And don't forget also, we actually get faith from improving these. So by improving these, we'll get our very first soothsayer a lot earlier and start flooding these tiles for mass amounts of faith. Well, bam, we have finished the Old God Obelisk, and it's turn 27. We're making 8.4 faith per turn, and we're about to build a +3 adjacency holy site that we also pre-chopped, so we only build it in 3 turns. Oh my god, I love this game. I love the idea that I'm just like, my people are praying and somehow that's magically creating technology out of thin air, as well as like writings and culture. I definitely feel like Ethiopia is the most balanced civ in the game yet. As if my luck at this start could not get any better. A goddamn meteor strike appearing that's going to give me a free chariot that I'll be able to throw into this volcano once it becomes active, and I get a soothsayer. This is like the most absurd look I've ever seen in a video game ever. I don't even know what to say anymore. I was like, I need a builder, and then I stepped my scout onto a tribal village, and I got a free builder. Holy this is just absurdity now. Currently, I'm making 11.5 faith per turn. I use my soothsayer. I flood the river. Each tile gets 1 faith per turn, and now we're making 14.6 faith per turn. This might actually have to like be banned in multiplayer because this is just absurd. How could this possibly ever not be overpowered? Time to begin work on the Oracle, which is going to give us an absurd number of Great People points across this entire mega city that we're building. For those of you who don't know, the Oracle makes Great People cost 25% less faith in a game where we're going to have literally infinite faith. That seems like a pretty good ability. Not only that, but all my districts will give me an extra 2 Great People points per turn. And since we're limited to a single city for this challenge, that's going to be extremely helpful. Of course, the Maori in my game, like the only civ in the entire game who could like migrate over towards me and ruin my day. 200 faith? Time to buy a soothsayer. By the way, this 15% multiplier works on top of the faith being converted into science and culture. To quote Spiffing Brit, mwah, I love it. Perfectly balanced. Popped off my second soothsayer twice, and now I'm getting 3 food, 1 production, and 4 faith from this wheat tile. It is just undeniably the most delicious strategy in the entire game. And I just got a natural flood as well. Oh my god, thank you so much, game. Now I'm up to 5 faith on these tiles. Did I mention, by the way, that this start location has 2 reefs within its tiles to give me a +4 campus right on the edge of my capital? Again, I really cannot stress enough just how completely broken this start location is. Lovely, we just grabbed the Oracle, which means we can faith purchase our Great Prophet to quickly finish off our religion. Speaking of which, it's time to found a religion. I think I have a pretty good name for this religion. The other thing about the Voidsingers is that late into the game, you actually have a way to reliably generate relics. So if I'm able to get a couple of those wonders that give you relic slots, that'll allow me to translate those relics into faith, gold, science, culture, everything. Is there any choice other than reliquaries when we have that ability? I do kind of feel like religious colonization would be really good in a 1 city challenge game. This is a little bit of a discovery for me because basically the only thing I cared about was like getting the game started and making sure I got the Great Bath, and then from here on out it's just me discovering how wildly, ridiculously overpowered this can be. Ah yes, the time to appease the gods has come. Well, we'll have to wait a couple of turns before we can buy our soothsayer, but that's pretty much my entire military getting thrown into a volcano now. Oh no, my volcano never activated. Oh god, I don't have an active volcano that I can actually use. 8 turns until we get the Temple of Artemis, which, by the way, will give us an extra 4 food and 3 housing, allow us to grow this city to even more redonkulous heights. It's turn 65, and I have an 8 population capital that's making 17 culture and 26 science per turn. Did I mention, by the way, the 100% Great People points generated by Pingala buff stacks with the Oracle, which means I'm actually getting from a single holy site. You can see right there, with a single holy site, I'm getting 6 excess Great People points. It probably means I want to get my campus online pretty soon. Just by the way, I'm pretty sure Germany has 5 cities, and I'm already making on-par science with him, and the same goes for Persia. Temple of Artemis may actually be one of my favourite wonders in the entire game, and in this particular instance, it has brought us up to a maximum population of 16. I'm pretty sure at this point we're basically building a hive city from Warhammer 40k. I am a little bit miffed that my volcano never activated, because I would have really liked that free random promotion for my soothsayers, which would have made faith purchasing them way more effective, because I'm pretty sure every single promotion in the game gives them +1 charge. But it is what it is, we'll have to just make do without it. This might have actually been the easiest golden age I've ever gotten, because I wasn't trying to get one at all. I don't know what it is, but I feel like in every single game that I play, the AI just seems to hate great writers and always votes this down. Our floodplains are now up to 10 faith each. We're making 78 faith per turn from a single city. This is kind of strategy that you can do it on prints pretty reliably, but to actually get a deity game where all this stuff lines up for you to actually pull this off feels amazing. Up until this point, I hadn't even been building my rock-hewn churches as well, which are another way to generate an insane amount of era score as well as faith. It's now the medieval era. You know what that means? It means that we can promote the Voidsingers. Right now, we're making 48 science, 39 culture, about 4 gold per turn. We click on this ritual bad boy and activate it. Now we're making 67 science, 59 culture, and 20 gold per turn. Do you want even more overpowered? Let's get ourselves the Mausoleum of Halicarnassus. Now we aren't working a whole lot of water tiles, but we will later on in the game, and it's also going to give us double charges on our great engineers that we're currently earning 6 points per turn towards, when the nearest AI is making 1.1. God, this is actually I feel like a broken record. I just keep saying how absurd this is, but it keeps hitting me just how absurd this really is. Of course, the Incas have decided to declare a surprise war against me. However, I'm pretty sure I should be able to hold this off without any issues. I have units fortified already. Mausoleum at Halicarnassus is finished, giving my lovely reef tiles some amazing yields. Turn 103 and we've reached 15 population in my capital, which is pretty absurd considering we're getting 1 culture and 1 science from each population thanks to Pingala. Reformed Church is an amazing government type for us for 2 huge reasons. The first one is that we get 0.5 faith per citizen in our cities with governors. Right now we have 15 citizens in that city, which will net us 7.5 faith per turn, but it also gives us the ability to get a 15% discount on purchases with faith. That's also huge because it applies to the soothsayer, allowing us to even further pump up our floodplains. Also grabbed ourselves a great engineer, Isidore of Miletus, who's going to help us build that Mont Saint Michel just a scooch quicker. Let's quickly finish the Mont Saint Michel in here. That'll allow me to get Martyr on all of my apostles, but that's not why I built this. I built it for the 2 relic slots because in a couple of eras, the Voidsingers are going to give us access to the cultist unit, who is purchased with faith, and they use charges to reduce loyalty in foreign cities, and they generate relics of the void. Plus 7 faith from a rock-hewn church. Now that is value. Oh my god, a single use of this great person took 5 turns off Kilwa. It's also about time that I got rid of this deer, because I need this tile in order to place my diplomatic quarter. This is the new district that came with the Ethiopia pack. It gives you diplomatic favor for every delegation you have, although I'm not playing it particularly diplomatic. This does seem like it gives particularly good value, especially when we look at some of the buildings you can build inside of it. Kilwa is one of the most beautiful cities in the world, because if I can get suzerainty of Kandy, I'll get 15% more faith in this city, which will translate into 15% more culture, science, and gold being converted from faith. Oh god, am I going to build a Kotoku Inn? 20% faith in this city is ridiculous. I have to build this. I can't not build this. It's like mandatory that I build it. The world enters into the Renaissance era and a new Appease the Gods appears. Again, I still don't have an active volcano. If I could maybe get suzerainty of Babylon. The whole not having a volcano thing is actually being really tough to deal with. Regardless though, I did get another golden age so I could pick what I want. And I think I'll go with monumentality again because I like being able to faith buy builders, although the majority of my faith has been going to get soothsayers, which has given us a nice 15 faith on each of these tiles. I just really wish this volcano would actually activate so I could use it to be able to win the Appease the Gods things. I can break his suzerainty of Babylon, which will get me a bit of era score and maybe buy me a chance to actually get suzerainty of them. That would be another 15% modifier to my science thanks to Kilwa too. Also, by the way, I'm getting a 15% production boost because I'm suzerain of Singapore. I'm getting 50 production in my capital right now, which is insane. Oh, hey, Cynthia, nice to meet you. How are you doing? Why did I roll like all of some of the most aggressive saves in the game when I'm trying to do like a peaceful one city challenge? It's just like typical potato, like, right? I just roll like the most aggressive saves I can find. That's hilarious. So I broke the suzerainty of Babylon, and then the Pachacuti took it back again, and then I broke it again, and I got even more era score. I wonder if you could just like constantly do that and force the AI to keep investing envoys and just farming era score from it. Oh, hey, I got a 4-charge great engineer that's able to build ancient walls and medieval walls. I only have 1 city, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the other 3 charges. And now I can yoink the suzerainty of Babylon for myself. If I didn't have to deal with all of this room, I could actually maybe sneak a soothsayer over there and throw some units into that volcano. Coupe happens to have a ton of iron, and I'm wondering what he'll sell it to me for. That's a pretty good deal. Maybe I could give him Diplo favor instead. 50 Diplo favor for 40 iron. Thank you so much, Coupe. That's going to allow me to go in here, purchase myself a delicious swordsman, upgrade this swordsman as well. Now I have 2 units I can throw into the volcano to get me 72 score, which should secure me a silver. I would like 1 extra unit, so I might send my scout over there as well and upgrade him along the way. Speaking of selling Diplo favor to the AI, I may as well pick up my gold. I haven't really been using my Diplo favor for gold this game because I haven't needed to, but now I should be able to upgrade this scout and also yeet him into the volcano. I get enough points in the Appease the God to at least get silver, which will give me the free random promotion. I would love the free soothsayer, but you know, you don't always get what you want. I don't know what the hell to do with James of St. George, except just explore the world with him. That's what I'm going to do. He is now officially, he has built these walls inside my capital city, and now you're going to go on an adventure. Oh hey, Pachacuti wants peace. Yes, I will take your peace. I just don't like being at war. It makes me feel a little bit uncomfortable, actually. There is the Kotoku Inn. Now, not only is that going to give me plus 20% faith in this city, and a bunch of era score, more importantly, it's going to give me a bunch of these warrior monks that I can throw into a volcano for even more points in the Appease the Gods. I love it when a plan comes together so perfectly. Also, that 20% faith, that's giving me 28 faith per turn, which is roughly speaking a shitload of science, culture, and gold. Yes, that is the technical terminology, a shitload. It's turn 134 and I'm currently top science, which I'm very proud of. I worked hard to make this achievement. It's not like I just found the most overpowered start in the entire game, immediately built the Great Math in the Apocalypse mode, and just started spamming out units in order to make my faith income go to a ridiculous degree. No, I worked very hard for this. Time to yeet some boys into volcanoes. Adios, amigo. I think it's about time this knight got yeeted into a volcano as well. Ooh, I got the silver, getting me a free promotion for all present and future soothsayers. What promotion did I get? Oh my god, I got Zealot. I literally hit the jackpot. This is the best one for the game that I'm going for, because now every single soothsayer that I buy can add 4 faith to each of these tiles. Oh my god, yes, at long last I managed to get the final promotion on Amani, giving me double number of envoys wherever I place her, which is giving me suzerainty of Candy, because I forget who it is, but somebody has just been pumping envoys into here. I think it's Coupe or someone, and there's just a ridiculous amount of envoys in the city. Like, look at the city-state's borders. Their borders grow based on the number of envoys people have put in them, and like, look how fat and chunky this Candy is. But now that Candy is mine, with my 35% modifiers, if I can get positive amenities up to +3, I'll be able to have an insane amount of modifiers, giving me an even more ridiculous amount of faith and culture and science. Nothing much, just up to a casual 23 faith per tile on my floodplains. The absolutely ridiculous combo of having near infinite faith and the Oracle means that I can buy Filippo just like that, bam. And then next turn, I'm going to go ahead and place the Oxford University and like pretty much instantaneously build it. And now any of the faith that I get is generating science, which is, and that faith is being multiplied by a bunch of multipliers. And then this science is getting multiplied by a bunch of multipliers to the point where I don't even know where my yields begin and my multipliers end in this ridiculous game that I'm playing right now. Let's place the Oxford University. It's going to take me 23 turns, but thanks to Filippo, it's going to take me 17 turns, and I can do that 2 more times. Ooh, I managed to get a free privateer thanks to an admiral. I'll go ahead and send him to explore the world alongside James of St. George, who has 0 use for my empire. Another 5 turns off the Oxford. I've been building this for 2 turns, by the way, and it's halfway finished. Just to put that in perspective for you guys. Whabam! Now we're down to 4 turns. I've literally 7 turned the Oxford University in my capital. That thing costs 1,240 production. I actually think this might need to be nerfed. Like, this is kind of absurd. Like, even if I didn't have this like ridiculous start position, even just having the Great Bath and then maybe like a couple of extra cities, I would be so out of control right now that nobody in any multiplayer game ever would be able to stop me. I could just buy units at will. I can build anything I want instantaneously. I have all of the faith ever, all of the science ever. I'm top science and top faith. And I only just built my first university right before I built the Oxford University. The turn before we finished the Oxford University, I'm making about 135.7 science. The turn after building the Oxford University, I'm making 166.1 science per turn on turn 149 on a single city. A single city! This is how ridiculously overpowered this is. This is insane, dude. I have noticed a small problem. A small mistake. Just a little mistake that I've made this game. I don't know if you guys know this, but this is actually really, really important. Spaceports need to be built on flat land. I don't have any flat land left in my capital. That there is none. What's that? Mysteriously, one of my hill tiles has disappeared and become a flatland tile where I will be able to place my spaceport. I totally didn't forget that spaceports need to be on flat land, and then I had to install a mod after googling for a while to find a mod that would allow you to edit a map while you play. That definitely didn't happen, and just spontaneously this hill disappeared. That's really great though, because it means we are actually going to be able to continue on with our science victory. Moving swiftly on from that, even good players sometimes make mistakes. I don't want to hear a word of this in the comments. Oh god, I can't believe I made that mistake. It appears the engineer who built the walls in my cities, or well, city, has circumnavigated the world for me. Thank you very much, James of St. George. You're a credit to the civilization. Good god, Germany has a huge empire. Now that I've finally actually built my diplomatic quarter, we might be able to talk about it a little bit. You get a little bit of diplomatic favor for everyone who has sent you a delegation or embassy. You also hurt the enemy spy level in the city that the diplomatic quarter is built in. And if you go ahead and build a consulate, you'll further reduce enemy spy levels in this city and cities with encampment. Also, the consulate, they kind of reworked how the whole city-state mechanics work. Now, the consulate is actually the way that you gather even more from these city-states. You get the tier 2 bonus in the consulate and the tier 3 bonus in the chancery, which is the other building that goes inside the diplomatic quarter. So it's a bit of a way to sort of go a little bit taller with your build. Maybe you get a couple of less cities and you instead build a diplomatic quarter in one of your cities and grow it a bit bigger. The really nice thing about them though, I find, is that they can actually be purchased with gold, and I actually have a lot of gold, so I'm going to go ahead and quick buy both of those, netting me a tasty boost to my science and faith. One of the modifiers I am missing, however, is the bonus modifiers from amenities. So I'm going to go ahead and get to work on a water park, and that'll be a great way for me to boost the amenities in my capital city and getting even greater yields on all of my stuff. I kind of forgot to be buying soothsayers for a few turns, and now I have 4,000 faith saved up all of a sudden. Yeah, that might be a good idea to to take care of that. Just unlocked replaceable parts, which gives me a huge boost to the food adjacency for all my farms. So if I come in over here and I take a look at these, this is making 7 food per turn, 39 faith, 1 production, and 2 gold. And it's similar sorts of numbers for the rest of these, although they're kind of switched between food and production. I'm still chain purchasing these goddamn soothsayers, by the way, and constantly pumping even more faith into this. I'm up to 323.7 faith per turn, 249 faith, 113 of which is coming from faith, and similar amounts for my culture, as well as a delicious 65 faith being converted into gold. 43 faith per turn, and I have 4 soothsayers ready to pump that up to 47 faith per turn in one single turn. The rate at which my faith is growing is now insane. I am double nearly everyone's science per turn on a single city on turn 179. You know what? This has just been a really fun and enjoyable way to play, regardless of how powerful it is. Like, even if it is like absurd, it's probably not really practical in a real game, but goddamn is this fun. I really super recommend, if you want to try this out, just roll maps, do it on prints, do it on whatever difficulty you want, and you'll have a great time. Honestly, at this point, based on this strategy alone, I'm recommending the Ethiopia pack and the entire New Frontier pass, because holy crap, I haven't had this much fun in Civ in quite a while. I've just really enjoyed myself playing around with this. Time for another Appease the Gods, and now it is time for these warrior monks to shine, because I've been holding on to them for the next Appease the Gods, so I can throw them all into the volcano without actually throwing away units that I care about. I'm very sorry about this, Mr. Skirmisher, but you must go into the volcano. It is for the good of the Empire. I totally forgot that I could just trade with the AI for amenities, and yeah, so I just bought all of the amenities that I could. Now I have positive 3 amenities. I'm getting another 10% modifier to my faith gain, which is being translated into science, which is also getting boosted by the 10% modifiers. And, you know, I'm making about 385 science per turn. Not too shabby, all things considered. I'd like to just point out that my city has not only grown the 3 hexes of its cultural borders, it's actually grown all of the 4-tier hexes of its cultural borders. So my city is like a giant pimple on the world of just absorbing all of this land. The downside is, even though this land is owned by the city, I actually can't work it. It would be really cool if there was a mod to have like fatter cities and you could work more tiles. Alright, time to yeet my final unit into the volcano, cross my fingers and hope that I at least get a silver. We've just unlocked rocketry and we can begin building our spaceport. That will take 19 turns, but you know, Rome wasn't built in a day. And we actually only came second in the Appease the Gods, but I'm okay with second because that got us another promotion on our soothsayers, which in fact gives us another charge, meaning every single soothsayer I buy now has 5 charges. That is going to increase the amount of faith on these tiles to a ridiculous level. It's already 68 faith per turn. I'm up to a ridiculous 179 science from faith. That is almost more faith than the entire empire of Coupe, and it is more faith than the Incas are generating in total. Oh no! Oh god! I forgot! The enemy has recruited partisans. I forgot that this was a thing. Oh, this is my least favorite part of the game. Oh god, I forgot they do this. They recruit partisans in your cities and it ruins everything. Where are my machine guns? I need machine guns. Here I am, just having a great time. And then out of nowhere, absolutely nowhere, the AI is like, hey, Potato, remember all that fun you were having? Let me just go ahead and take that away from you. We have unlocked communism, which gives us access to the inherent effect of 0.6 production per population and 10% science. I no longer need quite as much faith, so I'm happy to switch away from theocracy to communism for that delicious production and delicious science. I will miss the faith discount, but it's not the end of the world. Hindsight being 2020, it might not have been the best thing to build my neighborhood next to my spaceport, but there's no point crying over spilt milk now. Frederick Barbarossa has captured Kandy, which has made me a bit upset, so I'm going to try and get this war to pass, and I'm faith purchasing artillery to go liberate it. There goes the Earth satellite. We have revealed the entire world, met all of the city-states, and there's none left. Looks like all the city-states were murdered, except for the ones that I had. I have a total science modifier of plus 55% in my capital, 10% from amenities and 45% from all my other bonuses. And I'm making nearly 220 science from converting faith. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. We have reached 100 faith on each of these floodplain tiles. Delicious balance. In the words of Spiffing Brit, it just works. It just works, ladies and gentlemen. I completely forgot I was supposed to take my 3rd governor title inside the Voidsingers, which gives me access to the cultist. I've been missing out on an absolutely insane amount of faith because I forgot to get these cultists. Kandy has been liberated. Let's go ahead and liberate Kandy. Get all my units yeeted out of the borders of Kandy. And now it stands strong and tall. We will go ahead and make peace with the Germans. Demand a little bit of money from him as well. Now that I've launched the Earth satellite, I don't need James of St. George anymore. So it's time to say goodbye. You did a great job exploring and building those walls for me, but you are no longer required. Our very first Relic of the Void, created by the Voidsingers, pumping out an incredible 1 science, 18 faith, and 36 tourism. I probably could have pivoted to a tourism victory on a single city here if I so wanted to. It's a little bit late into the game to do that now, however. Time to grab our 3rd relic now. Each of these is generating 18 faith. That is crazy, considering that goes into my pool and then gets distributed into my science, my culture, and my gold. It just works, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, okay, I shouldn't take too much of the piss out of Spiff. People will think we have a legitimate beef, you know what I'm saying? Alright, I got my spy. I'm going to use him to defend my industrial zone. And here is my 5th and final relic. Oh no, I didn't get my relic because I bought a couple of great works of writings. Well, I'll talk to Germany and see if he'll sell me a relic, because I think he has a ton of them from Relics of the Void. Oh, he's going to make me pay that much money. I'll pay that much money because I think it's worth it in the long run. That is just so much faith. I'm getting 90 faith per turn from this. I should have been focusing on relics way earlier into the game. There goes the moon landing. Lovely. That'll finish off my tech for me, give me globalization, which will give me access to the wonderful card International Space Agency that gives me 5% science per city-state you are suzerain of. Don't question me on the logic of throwing modern armor tanks into a volcano to appease the gods, okay? We're doing it. Yes, sir. The gods are angry and they require a sacrifice. Yes, Jensen, what kind of sacrifice do they require? Well, you know those M1A1 Abrams tanks that we built, for that war? Yeah, we got to throw those into a volcano so that our little, cult doomsayer guys can, cause more floods in our river, so that we can materialize technology out of the sky by preying on farms. Magically, it also makes gold appear, so I don't think we should really question the gods at this point, sir. Who's killing Candy again? Can we just not? Please. Can we just not kill Candy? I need them. They're integral to my strategy. The Mars colony has launched, which leaves us with one final project to complete, the exoplanet expedition. Wait a minute, you're telling me that those 3 tanks that I threw into the volcano weren't enough? These are very fickle and capricious gods that we're trying to appease here. Oh, the Incas have declared war on me, which I'm not super happy about. I seem to have noticed a bit of a problem with my plan. The world is rapidly approaching the apocalypse, and I've only traveled 7 light years. I've got 10 turns until I research the thing that allows me to speed it up, and that's going to take a few turns to build each of those. There's a very real chance that a meteor drops in my city and completely yeets me out of existence. I guess it's time to just keep causing disasters and mass purchase machine guns to try to just clog up my empire with ranged attacks. They have a massive tank army with battleship support coming from me. Makes me very worried. There's a very real threat here that I could lose this game when I thought I had it in the bag. I would like everyone to have the same number of nukes that I have, which is exactly 0. So I'm going to vote for myself 7 times here. And it looks like that worked. So anyone who had nukes no longer has any. That's exactly the kind of world that I want to live in. A world with no nukes where everyone gets along, is super friendly, don't have to worry about hellfire raining from the sky. And we can now unlock Master Plan. Although we are going for a science victory, so Master Plan isn't super important. But what it does do is it gives you an absolute boatload of faith when you have it active. And when you finish it, it'll make any of the loyalty damage you're going to do with your cultists deal more damage. I think the maximum is 30. So you could, in theory, with 4 cultists, flip a city in a single turn. Oh my god, they even neutralized Pingala. No wonder my science is so bad. Wow, they really wrecked me. The AI tried really hard to stop me this game, and for a good bit here, I'm actually a little bit worried because the apocalypse is about to start in 2 turns, and if my capital gets hit by a meteor, it's going to be like the most ironic, terrible end to this video imaginable. But here's Dark Summoning, project that produces faith every turn. It takes 1,000 production, but when you finish it, your cultists are a lot better. Let's do it for like 1 turn so that we can see how much production gets converted. Uh-oh, it's now officially the apocalypse. The screen has gone reddish. The world has begun to end. And meteors begin to rain from the sky. It looks like this one hit over here, which I'm totally okay with. I'm okay with it hitting over here. I'm fine by that. I don't want it near my capital. Finally, I can reassign Pingala to my capital. 1 turn until I get off-world mission. God, this is going to be really close. I've already traveled 19 light years before I ever unlocked this project because the AI so effectively actually hamstrung me. I'm extremely impressed by the AI, like how well they've managed to actually slow me down when I was on the precipice of victory. Using their spies against me. Oh god, that's in my city that killed 4 population. Oh god, that was right by me. It's not like the warning shot across the bow before the whatever, machine spirit controls the meteors in Civ 6 is like, it's your time, potato. You've lived too long in this world and you've got to go. Wait, why did this one land so close to the other one? I don't like it. I don't like it when it does that. That's not a thing that I enjoy. I really wish the AI would stop fighting with me over Babylon because he represents a significant chunk of my science per turn, and I really don't appreciate it. I just want to point out, my settlers are actually cheaper than my builders at this point. All I'm praying for, all I want in the world is just my capital not get hit by a meteor. Okay, I want to send people to space, and have fun doing that thing, and just not worry about like things just coming from the sky and ruining my day. We got Pingala re-established, which is netting us a little bit of extra science, although it kind of missed. They hit me at the perfect window, and that's not really going to help me much now. Right now I got to put my legs between my head and pray. Wait, that's not the way that you say that. Kiss your head goodbye? Wait, why am I messing that up? Whatever way it works, alright? Listen, listen, it's been a long game. It's been a long day. I've been hard at work at this for quite a while. We're almost over the finish line. Currently traveling 3 light years. And with the launch of this terrestrial laser station, we'll be going at a very healthy 4. However, that still means I have to roll the dice, roughly speaking. In order to win this game, I need to roll the dice on the meteor. I'm trying to do my best not to look at the map or where the meteors land in the hope that like somehow if I don't see it, it doesn't exist. Like some extremely childish interpretation of like causality. Just please let me win the game. I've invested far too much time and effort in not only finding this seed, but actually playing out this game for me to just lose to a yeetier. Okay, that's it. Turn 49 out of 50. The final turn. I bring over my builder. I'll just finish this project for the fun of it. Then all I gotta do is ask for an aid request. Kabam. Okay, it's done. Shift enter. End my turn. And pray to God. Pray that the meteor doesn't strike me at the start of my turn. God, can you imagine the comments if that actually happened? I don't think it's going to happen. The world enters the information era. My colony reaches the stars, and we win the game, and we have demonstrated just how ridiculously powerful Ethiopia are. I love you all very much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!